Cut that shit, please. Cut that shit! What up, unit? You got me loud and clear. Any static, let me know now. Loud and clear? Good shit. What's up, everybody? Want to jump right into this cold open if you don't mind. Because I got a question. What is this show? That's the question. What is Monday Night Raw? 3 hours. When you're done watching 3 hours of Raw, what is it? What feeling did you have? Because James says it's shit. Trev calls it shit. Chilling with Charlie calls it bullshit. James changed his answer from shit to shitstorm. Eric says it's just pathetic. War Dog wants to know if it's a trick question or probably a rhetorical question because we know it's shit. A waste of time, says my man JR9. MD Gaming can't tell me because he was asleep. Straight trash, says Stephanie. Jacob calls it shit. Malachi doesn't even watch. Can't say I blame him. Iron Riaz says shit. Insulting, says Joseph. Delano only watches clips. Patrick also calls it shit. Beast Morgan calls it very bad. Straight garbage for Brandon. And JPW doesn't even watch the shit anymore. Just like Tomeo the Gamer. The worst show on television, says Gordo. Christian calls it mind-boggling. NyQuil is the one word that I Love 63 came up with. A clown show, says Grey Goose. You see, my point is, when a 3-hour show ends, your favorite show, back in the day, if that was Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Walking Dead, Mad Men, who the fuck knows? You had a feeling, an emotion, right? You couldn't wait to get to the next week to see the next episode. It brought out emotion. That's what a television show does. That's why we all fell in love with pro wrestling. Every show, you had a cliffhanger. You had all these stories that were intriguing. This shit was fun, bro. Pro wrestling back in the day, just fun. This isn't just a mean YouTuber anymore. Do you not fucking understand? This isn't a dude who just comes on when this red light goes on and I yell, and I got a lot of viewers and I make a lot of money and it's fucking a great old time. It's not a shtick. This isn't just a YouTuber that has a negative shtick. This is very sad that you watch 3 hours of a television show, a professional wrestling show, and you have no fucking emotion afterwards at all. In fact, the majority of us sit back and go, that was a pretty pathetic 3 hours. Now, you'll get the trained seals, right? The demented seals. They'll sit there and they'll clap for everything, right? Randy Orton was in a cap and a gown. Academic test next week. Right, you're going to get them. They're going to clap at fucking everything, anything. Doudrop could have won the title from Becky last night. They would have clapped. And then they would have came on channels like this and go, oh, what's your problem, man? It's intriguing. It's suspense, it's shock and awe, it's surprise. Nobody thought Doudrop would win the title. You know, you're going to get those people, trust me. I've done this long enough. But to the people that actually have common sense, logic, a brain in their dome piece, those are the ones that this channel is for, right? This channel is not just a nerd convention for professional wrestling fans. This is for smart professional wrestling fans, badass fans. to conjure up so we can try to make this better. What you saw last night is not the best that WWE or pro wrestling as an industry can do. It's not even close. It's not even 20% of what I grew up with. And I grew up when television shows were mostly superstar versus jobber. So a lot of you guys are probably thinking that couldn't have been fun, BC. No, because everything had purpose still. Yeah, you had Big Boss Man going against fucking Jobber Johnston. And you may have had the Mountie going against dipshit Dugenheimer. An Earthquake was taking on Fuckwad Fred. And maybe Randy Savage was taking on my local pizza delivery guy, Luigi Lugnuts. Maybe Paulie Walnuts was taking on Ted DiBiase. But everything had structure, man. Everything was leading to something. You knew that Superstar A, after he beat the shit out of that jobber, he was going to get involved with another superstar who was also gaining momentum. And at the next pay-per-view, they were going to collide in the storytelling immaculate. And I'm talking way before the Attitude Era, guys. Pro wrestling always had structure. WWE, Vince McMahon knew what the fuck he was doing. You go into the Attitude Era, and that was just an explosion of fucking fun, excitement, intrigue. You go into Ruthless Aggression. Okay, we took a little bit of a couple steps back, but it was still fucking fun. You still had some up-and-comers. You still had a lot of great moments. Storylines were still intriguing. Ruthless Aggression, I was on board with. Something happened around 2010 where all care went out the window. No more time and energy and focus started going into this product, and in the last 5 years, it has totally shit the bed. Fallen to the wayside, the ship has completely sunk. And you see last night as we're just fucking days away from the Royal Rumble. What is it, the 29th? So we're what, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 days? I can't see the full calendar from here. It's the 18th. So what is that, 11 days? We have one more show, right? One go-home Raw left. And that's it. One go-home show. That's it. And what the fuck are we coming out of last night? What's the feeling you got? That's why I asked you guys that at the beginning of this cold open. What's your feeling after 3 hours of Raw? If you're not lying to yourself. If you put away some giggle segments like Randy Orton in a cap and gown, what is this company doing, man? It's 2022 and this shit needs to stop. It's the same shit we saw in 2021, maybe even worse already. They don't know what they're doing. They're hotshotting Brock Lesnar to a fucking title victory over Big E when he wasn't even in the title discussion over there. So they have him take it from Big E, and now he's being hotshot booked to Bobby Lashley. There's no feud there. There's nothing. There's more of a feud between Bobby Lashley, Cedric, and Shelton than Brock. As Brock told Bobby last week, he doesn't even know who the fuck you are. And then he just went away. Next week, they're going to have like a weigh-in, and that's it. I told you guys this build was going to suck, and I told you the match is going to suck even more. If we had a proper build, and Vince was going to give this the time of day, I would love to see Bobby and Brock. But everybody's all excited for Bobby and Brock at the Rumble. Don't forget what BC told you. You can't get excited for Vince and Kennedy McMahon, because this is a VKM production. The match is going to be a direct reflection of the feud, or lack thereof. So then because of that, you have Seth Rollins being catapulted over to the Blue brand just to be fed to Roman Reigns, because he will be fed to Roman Reigns. And when you get fed to Roman Reigns, you're never the same. Just look at Cesaro. Cesaro had all this momentum going into that match, got totally beaten the shit out of verbally and physically by Roman, and he was never the same. I believe he's in a weird tag team with the man that soars right now. You look at Finn Balor. Finn Balor got fed to Roman Reigns. He's never been the same. I mean, he was just looking up at the lights to Austin Theory with 2 fucking selfies afterwards. 2 selfies of Finn Balor hitting rock bottom. I could go on and on. Big E. Big E's never been the same since losing to Roman. He went on a losing streak. He's even lost the championship since. A month later, he loses the belt. Then he loses the next night in a Fatal 4. Then he loses to Rollins last week. They don't even want to show the motherfucker last night. The fuck you think Rollins is going to be? He got destroyed on the mic last week. He got out-heeled. That's the worst thing, any heel. That's the worst thing that can happen to any heel, is when you're in a heel versus heel feud and you got out-heeled. You were made to look like a clown, and that's what Roman did to Seth. He looked right at him and said, you look like a clown, you dress like a clown, you act like a clown, you sound like a clown, you're below me. And Rollins never had anything to come back with. Usos jumped the ring and Rollins ran away. Rollins looked like a fucking idiot, and he's supposed to be one of the top heels in the business. Good job, Vince. I'm just giving you guys some examples of this company going off the rails already in 2022. Then you go last night. Last night you have fucking Alexa Bliss teasing Lily coming back. Why the fuck would you tease Lily? The audience spoke loud, vocally loud, and we told you the Lily thing wasn't working. That's not shade to Alexa. But once you got rid of Bray Wyatt, Alexa should no longer be that character. Or at the very least, get rid of Lily, because that was just garbage. So what did they do? They sat Alexa home for 4 months. They brought her back, same character, and Lily is coming back. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you not listen to your fucking audience? This is backwards. This is not how you run a fucking company. You could squeeze every penny from networks and countries and subscription services. That's what Vince is doing. That's why business is so good. Eventually, man, you're going to have to look back to the fans, and we're not going to be there. I don't want to hear no shit about the NFL playoffs last night. Monday Night Football and ABC carrying the playoffs. It was the Rams versus the Cardinals. It was a blowout. It was a complete blowout. Trust me, I know, because I wanted to switch the channel and get away from Monday Night Raw, and I couldn't, because that game sucked. It was a fucking blowout. So I don't want to hear that as a fucking excuse. If you're putting out a good show, you'll captivate ratings. Alexa Bliss is bringing back fucking Lily. They're lost. Nikki Ash. She just turned heel last week. She's the same character. Just a heel shtick now. Same outfit. She's still a superhero. Just a little bit more of a heel. And now, Rhea, when I get you, I'm going to be more of a dark side. Although I'm bright and colorful, but I'm almost dark. Just think of me as a dark heel character. But I don't have the money to change the clothing, so it's gonna stay colorful. What are they doing? You just turned her heel. Have something new. Have something refreshing. She's the same. She's clapping high fives with everybody last night, confusing their audience even fucking more. Randy Orton last night's in a cap and gown. He's in a cap and gown, and everyone's giggling. Oh, the academics could be fun next week, Beasley. Of course it could be fun. Gable is fucking amazing. Otis can just sit there and listen to Gable be a fucking $1 million on that mic. Matt Riddle in an academic thing? Yeah, we could all giggle. My problem is, should we be giggling? Is that the answer to a horrible product for over 5 years, nearly 10 years? This is the Band-Aid that they're going to put over all of the shit that they've been serving us for nearly 10 years. We're going to giggle more. I see this going the same way that the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, when every week they did a fucking, the basketball test, and then they played golf, and then they played Frisbee, and then Monopoly, and then Red Rover, send any fuckwad over. A game of fucking Yahtzee. Every week they had a fucking game. If we all giggle too much over this academic shit next week, Vince is gonna give us this every fucking week. And Randy Orton is gonna be playing fucking math trivia with Matt Riddle. How do you not see that this is fucking wrong? All of 2021, Randy Orton has played around in this weird tag team with his little son, his needy kid, Matt Riddle. Randy, don't go, please. My dad left me. Please don't go too. So he's got his little needy kid who's got daddy issues, and he's been in this tag team for 2021. Now that's a problem because Randy Orton should be one of the best wrestlers in the world, one of the top main eventers. You should have storylines upon storylines that are of the top echelon. Instead, this guy's just in a fucking mid-card tag team with an irrelevant, non-existent division the whole 2021. So we thought in 2022 we're going to change it, right? They lose their titles. They get to finally separate. No, they lost their titles. And Randy Orton is even more of a fucking goofball. I'm surprised he's not riding down to the ring in the little purple scooter that Matt Riddle gave him last year with the little tassels, the colorful fucking rainbow tassels. I'm surprised they don't ride down in scooters, but now that BC said it, watch them do that next week. They're going to ride down to their math equation tests, their algebra test, their trivia test with their little scooters. But last night, he's in a fucking cap and gown. He's doubling down on the obnoxious bullshit. The clown show has reached another level. They'll probably get the titles right back at the Royal Rumble. We'll play hot potato. Randy Orton, you don't understand, man. The more you giggle for this, it's the more you're gonna get. And you stop and you say, that's the best for Randy Orton, and then you stop yourself and you go, oh, it doesn't matter, BC, it's just entertainment anyway, right? No, it does fucking matter. It does matter because we need main eventers. There's nobody in the main event scene. Every fucking week, you either have a Big E, a Kevin Owens, a Seth Rollins, a Bobby Lashley. The problem is, Vince doesn't make them feel like main eventers ever. That's the issue. AJ Styles just spent all of 2021 in a tag team with Omos. And we saw where that led to. That whole thing, when people said, BC, don't worry, man, it's going to lead to something big. It led to a match between the two in the middle of Raw, and AJ Styles was looking up at the lights. Then he got fucking floated down to NXT, and now I honestly forget he's part of WWE. How sad is that? One of the best wrestlers in the world, AJ Styles. I forget he's even part of the company half the time. For almost 2 years now, I forgot he's even on the company. His last memorable match for me was a fucking with The Undertaker. It wasn't even inside of a ring. I believe it was at WrestleMania. That's AJ Styles. A company that could desperately use that dude on a main event scene with the right stories, captivating us. But no, we'll float him around in a non-existent tag division, and then they got the smart idea to take Randy and put him into a non-existent division for the tag teams and match him up with Riddle so we could all giggle every week. And listen to fucking Matt Riddle for 7 minutes talk about who knows what. The birds and the bees and the fucking clouds and the dirt. And everything in between. And I'm supposed to sit here on this channel and giggle because I'm told if I don't like it, just don't watch it. Yeah, that's what I would have done with my Green Bay Packers back in the Don Majkowski days when we completely sucked. And we were loud. That was before social media or even the internet, but we were loud, we were vocal, we showed up, we screamed, we were pissed off. If we just stopped watching my Packers, I would have missed Brett Favre and the Packers winning that Super Bowl. I would have missed Aaron Rodgers and my Packers winning the other Super Bowl. 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime that I got to witness. I would have missed it all if I just stopped watching. When my Yankees went fucking years and years between championships. Well, if I just stopped watching when we were vocally pissed off, I would have never witnessed the 2009 championship with my Yankees. And if I just stopped watching my Knicks, my New York Knicks, and they win a championship, say, in 10 years, I know that's a joke, but hey, let's just call it, right? Let's say the Knicks win a championship in 10 years. Well, if I stop watching, then I wouldn't have been on the fucking ship for that, would I? I wouldn't have been a part of that fucking bandwagon because I was a fair weather fan who jumped off. No! I'm not going to stop watching because you told me to, because you can't handle it, which is irony in itself. You're upset that somebody is talking bad about the show you love, and you tell them not to watch it if they don't like it, yet you're watching somebody that you supposedly don't like? Fuck that and fuck you! You fucking hypocrite! I don't like Beasley, but I'm gonna watch him! Because I gotta tell him not to watch what he doesn't like! No. See, I love professional wrestling. And deep down, you're just a fan of BC. I just had to expose that to you. Don't tell me not to fucking watch it, chump. You can choose not to fucking watch me, but you won't. You'll watch. Because you're a fan of BC. I love WWE. I love pro wrestling. I want to see this get better. I'm not going to sit here and giggle because Randy Orton was in a cap and a gown and he's going to be in an academics test for a fucking year after he's just been with Matt Riddle in a weird tag team in a deficient, non-existent tag division. And you're okay with that. I'm not. I'm not. Am I happy that Gable and Otis get a fucking storyline? Of course, they're on the chopping block for the next releases. I think they're going to lose the titles at the Royal Rumble and still probably get released, unfortunately, after WrestleMania. But of course, do I think we could get a couple of giggles next week? Of course. You guys aren't understanding the bigger issue. The show sucks. And this is what we're talking about this morning. The biggest storyline, what I gauged from socials, what I'm seeing in message boards is academics next week. You don't think that's tragic? That's why I started this cold open. With what is this show? When you watch it for 3 hours, when it's all said and done, what's the one word that you fucking can describe this show? It fucking sucks. Academics with cap and gown Orton is what we're talking about after 3 hours. That's fucking tragic, bro. WWE Raw 117-22. Becky Lynch starts this fucking shit show. Hour number 1. Becky calls the do of drop doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay then. Says doo-doo. As long as Becky will be champion, doo-doo will never become champion. Well, thank you for that message. I'm sure we could have put that in the middle of the fucking show. Your words to doo-doo. But we'll pass that message along. Actually, we don't need to. Doo-doo ended up coming out, right? The drop of doo ended up coming out with her new theme song. Do drop. Do a do drop. That's a true story. I'm not just being fucking extra fucking wacky because this shit boggles my dome piece. No, that's a real new song. Or maybe it's not even new. Maybe it's been her theme and I just tried to cancel it out on purpose for weeks. But she comes out with do drop and she has some words for Becky Lynch. Nothing of substance. Nothing that I even remember. Nothing worth even putting into my fucking notes. Then Bianca Belair comes out in her utter beauty, and Bianca Belair announces her entry into the Royal Rumble this year. Yay. Exhilarating. You could have probably just posted that on your social, but okay. Thanks for telling us. Thanks for starting the show when we're supposed to be intrigued and excited for the rest of the 3 hours. Thanks for coming out and telling us you're going to be in the Royal Rumble. And then Liv Morgan comes to the ring. Liv Morgan says she's entering the Royal Rumble. And at that point, just give everybody a hot mic in the crowd. Anybody else, come on in. Little Susie Q. Yeah, that's right, with the curlies. Come on in the ring. Are you entering too? NJPW in BC's chat. Are you entering the Royal Rumble? What's going on up in here? Any lady that wants to join in, come on. Haley Lucas, you in here live or you coming in later? Join. Tori Lachey, join. Come on. What the fuck is Alundra Blaze? Just fucking buy a ticket, show up, jump in the ring. Everybody is announcing their candidacy into the Rumble. And we just went to commercial after that. I want you guys to think about this, please. Please think about this. Becky in Doo-Doo had some words. Bianca comes out and says, I'm going to be in the Rumble. Okay, shouldn't you be more concerned with winning the fucking title back from Becky? No, I'm going to go the long way. I know I have a potential match with you beforehand, but I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm going to wait 3 months, and then I'm going to beat you. And then Liv Morgan comes out and says the same thing. I'm in the Rumble. And then we go to commercial. What the fuck does that do for the rest of the 3 hours? How the fuck does that excite anybody? We went to a commercial break, and all that we had oh my God! All that we had was two people say they're in the fucking Rumble. I'm just reviewing this shit. This is bare minimum, man. This isn't even me being extra harsh. This isn't even me being negative. This is me just literally reviewing the show, and I hope you guys understand how obnoxious this was from the jump. I truly hope that you're feeling these words. We come back from commercial and we have a tag match. Becky and Dewey versus Bianca and Liv. Dewey splashes the shit out of Liv. And by the way, this had to have been a fucking botch. Because she set Liv up to take the pin. And then she set Becky up in the corner to do her Banzai Yokozuna splash. But then she forgot. The referee was like, you ain't legal yet. You forgot the tag. So Dewey goes over to the fucking... She gets out of the ring. Becky's already annihilated. She set her up for the Banzai. She picks up Becky's arm, tags her. Becky yells something to her like, no, you gotta do this. And Doudrop's like, what? So she just takes the arm. She gets it. Referee says, do another splash. She has to do another splash to Liv, just to pin her. Then she goes over to fucking Banzai Becky. This was a horrible botch. You have to know who the legal person is. You have to know if you made a tag or not. Piper Niven is better than that. I don't know about Dewey or Doudrop or the Drop-a-Doo or Doo-Doo. Whatever the fuck you want. She what I mean? We have 10 nicknames for her already. Becky already has 2 separate nicknames. She's a clown. A name can make or break you. We all knew Piper Niven had some talent. She turns into fucking Doudrop. We're all laughing at her. And she's starting to regress in her skills. She's starting to go backwards. It's amazing what a name can do. And a lack of reaction. That was a fucking botch of botches, bro. I think it was anyway. I saw it twice and it looked like a fucking pretty bad fucking botch that you cannot do. Especially if you're already setting up for the Banzai on Becky and then you just pull up her hand and tag her like you're friends again. This is just, you can't do this, man. It doesn't make sense, which is the MO of the company. And furthermore, Doo-Doo actually pinned Liv Morgan. What the fuck, bro? All that momentum that Liv Morgan had, a couple of damn solid, great match, that last one with Becky. No hesitation, full confidence. Liv Morgan was becoming a star in that fucking feud. She didn't get the title, and I didn't think she should. I think that should stay on Becky because I want title holders to feel like title holders, have damn good matches, and in the end, you come out the winner. Liv Morgan, if you book her correctly afterwards, she'll get that title eventually. That doesn't mean dropping matches in insignificant mixed tag matches or weird tag matches and having her lose for no reason. Why the fuck would you have Liv Morgan just flat on her back looking up at the lights after what she just did the past couple of months? It makes 0 sense. 50-50 booking ruins everybody involved. Morgan finally had momentum. Let's end it now. We fed her to Becky. Now to the beginning of the line, girl. Send her back. In fact, after WrestleMania, send her packing. Should you imagine if they fucking released Liv Morgan, who's on her A game right now? Post-match, Dewey hits a Banzai on Lynch. So when it was all said and done, like WWE's fucking website or their social, they put up a line. It's almost like fucking trolling their own fans. Can they coexist? This is WWE's actual site. Can they coexist? Of course they can't coexist. They never do with this bullshit. It's the same redundant formula. Have future opponents in a tag team and let's see if they can coexist. But for WWE to use those words, can they coexist? That's trolling your fucking fans, bro. So BC, your overall review of this first match, man. Like, we can tell you didn't like it, but what's your, if you could cap it with one fucking sentence. Nobody comes out looking good here. Nobody. Maybe the Drop-a-Doo would have if she didn't fuck it up for herself and totally botch badly. Maybe. Becky's just getting squashed over there. Your champion's just getting fucking bonsai sat on. Liv Morgan's taking multiple fucking splashes. While Doudrop is botching, Liv Morgan is just playing dead over there. Who the fuck is coming out looking good in that match? Don't even lie to yourself, bro. Kevin Owens' show is next with guest Seth Rollins. Okay, 20 minutes into the show. And this better be good, I'm thinking. Owens just says, I'm announcing my entry into the Royal Rumble. And here we go with the men. 20 minutes into the show, and that's all we're doing. People are just coming out, and they're just saying, I'm in the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, JR9 Gaming, get in there, dude. Carlos, get the fuck in there, bro. Black Ice, get in there. War Dog, get in there. Get in the fucking... And most of you guys were fucking live stream champions before anyway. You're no stranger to a championship. Get over there and win the fucking world title. I don't need you announcing it beforehand. I don't need that. This is a 3-hour television show that needs to captivate us. Get us excited for the Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens saying I'm in the Rumble. Who the fuck is excited? Did a fucking 5-year-old at home go, ah, Kevin Owens, mommy, Kevin Owens is on it. Did mom fucking throw away the brownies she was cooking because she ran in with excitement? Kevin Owens is in the Rumble? Who gives a fuck? Don't waste our time with this, man. This is the beginning of the show, the first half an hour. And Bianca, I'm in it. Liv Morgan, I'm in it. Kevin Owens, I'm in it. So we're 20 minutes into the show, and we have all these Rumble announcements, and nobody gives a flying fuck. Right now, you can look out your window. You may see clouds. You may see the sun. It's winter for most of us. Maybe you're seeing some snowflakes. It's 2022. You're probably seeing a lot of snowflakes, if you know what I mean. But you know what you won't see out that window? You won't see a flying fuck given by anybody. So then Damian Priest comes to the ring. Now get this. Let me get a swig of coffee because you're going to love where this is going. Damian Priest. Thank you guys for smashing that up, man. I forgot to mention that. Thank you. Over 150 on the ups. I appreciate that. And on the algorithm, that'll help when this goes live later. Not live, but on the channel later, man. Thousands of people will be clicking because they know we were kicking ass on the live stream. So I appreciate it. Let me get a swig because Damian Priest, wait till you hear this booking. Oh, fuck. Priest comes to the ring. For no reason under the sun, we have a Priest versus a KO match. Priest versus KO. This is one of those matches where neither dude can lose. Your champion, who by the way, has not lost, I believe anyway, hasn't lost a singles match flat on his back getting pinned. Right? For the main roster, at least with the championship, I don't think he's lost a match. So you can't have him just lose in the middle of a Raw, right? Against fucking Owens. That makes zero sense. So Damian definitely can't lose. On top of that, he's a fucking champion. Champions should never be losing, especially non-title matches. Middle of the fucking show. But on the flip side, Kevin Owens was just going for the title in the Fatal 5-Way, in the Fatal 4-Way. You don't want Owens to just lose this match. That'll literally put him into a deep pile of irrelevancy that he doesn't belong in. So neither dude can lose. So what do we do? Perfect. Let's put them in a match together. Ah, they're gonna love it. It's good shit. Good job, Vince. Let's put fucking Kevin Owens and Damian Priest in there together. Kevin Owens stunners Priest and defeats Priest. Let me put that in more dramatic terms for you. The United States title holder, somebody who is on a record with not getting beat, not getting pinned with that title. Maybe it's even on the main roster as a whole. He hasn't been pinned singly. This is something you can advertise in the future. Or when he does drop the title, I mean, there's even more on the line. It's a big story. In the middle of a Monday Night Raw, your U.S. title holder was looking up at the lights, flat on his back, looking up at the lights. That is not how you book a champion. And if you're one of those people that are going to honestly try to say, Lashley, don't worry, it's only his first loss ever, flat on his back singly. So he's fine. He's not fine. You can You can use that in a storyline. They barely bring that up. You can use the fact that he doesn't lose. That's something huge for the future. They just ruined it. Boop. 50-50 booking. He'll probably beat Owens next week or at the Rumble. Who the fuck knows? But you'll see 50-50 booking with these two. On top of that, fuck the fucking little record, the streak that he had going. What about the fact that he's just a champion? He's a fucking champion. And he's just stunned and looking up at the lights. He loses prestige when you lose like that as a champion. I can't fathom how anybody would be okay with watching Damian Priest, the way he's been booked, be booked like that last night and then go, I'm okay with it. He's been booked pretty good, you gotta admit. So why ruin it? That is my whole theory here, man. Why ruin it? Right? We have lowered our bar so low because we're so used to what Vince gives us. That's the truth. And we're tired almost, right? As fans, we're tired. We're almost into submission. We're almost tapping out to Vince. So we're willing to lower our bar. We're willing to giggle at Randy Orton in a cap and gown. We're willing to say, oh, I'm okay with Damian Priest. We're willing to say, oh, Brock Lesnar going into the WWE title match at day one as a last-second replacement because of Roman coming out with the 19. I'm okay with that. And then he beats Big E for the title. I'm okay with that. It'll lead to him and Bobby. I'm good with this. We lower our bar because we're about to tap into submission. We're tired. For 10 years, we've been getting a bad show from this fucking dude. But BC is not going to fucking tap out. BC is going to put up the good fight for all of us. I'm not going to accept this shit. Damian Priest had this good streak going. Why would you ruin it in the middle of a fucking show for 50-50 booking? And then you wonder why people are running away in droves from this product. If they pull a 1-5 last night, if the rating comes out later today and we find out it's a 1-5, don't you dare blame the playoffs. That was a blowout, bro. It was a blowout between the Cardinals and the Rams. If you're putting out a damn good product and you are at that point 12 days away from the Rumble, people are gonna fucking be watching. BC had the last channel ready. The whole night, man. Back forth. I got you. The problem was the game was so bad it was a blowout. I found myself on Raw most of the time so my notes would be more accurate for you guys. But it was a blowout. That was the time more than ever during a blowout. If you're putting on a good show, people are gonna be entertained by your product more than that shit. That game sucked last night. The Cardinals forgot to show up. Save your NFL bullshit. Trust me. I'm as big of a fucking fan of an NFL team as anybody with my Green Bay Packers. The game sucked. It was a blowout. And you failed to have any counter to the NFL because your show sucked even worse. And you wonder why people are running away. And I wouldn't doubt that they're right back in the 1-5s. And if you try to blame the NFL, please do me a favor. Go back just a few weeks ago before the whole day one because you get a little uptick after a pay-per-view. And they went from a 1-7 to a 1-6. And they'll be right back to a 1-5. But go right before that. They were in the 1-5s for nearly the entire month beforehand. So they were in 1-5s without playoffs. So don't feed BC that bullshit because I won't be accepting it. Why are people running away in droves from this product? It's decisions like this. It may seem small in detail to you, but it's huge in the grand scheme of it. That was the end of hour number 1, a champion getting fucking pinned. Fucking despicable, pathetic. want you guys to do me a favor too, man. I don't know if you could do it now, because if you come back, you might get an ad and then it won't be totally live. I'm not sure. But after the stream, I want you to really look at the thumbnail that I put up, because that wasn't doctored, man. That was an actual photo. I put Matt Riddle and Randy Orton in the middle of it, but that was Vince McMahon and Austin Theory last night. Look at McMahon's face. Look at Theory's face. And you see in the thumbnail, I put awkwardly bad. It's awkward for me to even watch that shit between Theory and Vince. It just seems like a kid that's being groomed by an old man. It's weird, bro. It's very weird. Austin Theory is even, it's fucking weird. Hour number 2. My supers too, man. I see some VIPs coming in. I'll try to get to you at the end of hour number 2. So I see you guys, man. I'll get to my supers right after maybe this hour. Salud. Alpha Academy graduation starts hour number 2. Now, hold on, let me get back. Hour number 2, Alpha Academy graduation. This segment was as obnoxious as it sounds, but I loved Gable and Otis getting airtime, getting promo time, getting a segment. Right? Beggars can't be choosers sometimes. I think this fits Gable. He did just graduate. He is all about the academics. I love the line he gives. No, don't do that. Don't boo education. Don't boo educate. He's so sincere with it. I love it, man. We always like to take a superstar of today and say he's the next this person, and it's never even close. Austin Theory is the next John Cena. Bro, it's not even close. No matter how big Austin Theory is able to get in this industry, it's not even shade. He'll never be in the league of John Cena. This person is the next. Braun Breaker is the next Brock Lesnar. No matter how big Braun Breaker gets, and much love to him, no shade, there'll never be another Brock Lesnar. This dude's the next Undertaker. This guy is the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's not going to happen. But when we say Gable is in the same league as Kurt Angle, that's true. I watch this guy's mannerisms. I listen to his promos, how natural his comedy is, how good he is in the ring. This dude could easily be our next Kurt Angle if Vince McMahon would give a flying fuck. So the segment was obviously obnoxious. No question. BC admits that. But I do love seeing Gable and Otis in a segment finally getting airtime, and it's something that I could believe they're doing. Something obnoxious like this, and trolling the crowds and having this celebration. Pro wrestling has always had these obnoxious celebration with heels, right? They're going to have another one next week with Maurice's birthday. And it'll get in the wedding, too, from a couple weeks ago with Eric Bischoff overseeing it, right? And then you get the birthdays. You always have or title celebrations when a heel wins. I'm okay with this. They're celebrating Gable recently getting his college degree, or whatever the fuck it was. Congrats to him. Otis graduating Gable's Alpha Academy courses. They're celebrating the winning the tag title, so there's a lot of celebration to be had. This is why I'm okay with this. And Gable, by the way, just great on the fucking mic. Gable is just fucking great on the mic. So anytime you want to give it to him for 3, 4, 5 fucking minutes, I'm okay with that shit. Just a week ago, I'm hearing they're on the chopping block to be in the big releases after WrestleMania. We don't know the exact names. This is just what BC was hearing. And unfortunately, they're on it. Just like Ali, and I think Ali knew that, and that's why Ali said, I'm fucking out. I made a video about that just, yesterday or 2 days ago, one of the two. Thank you guys, man. You guys fucking rocked that video, by the way. I put that out, no notice, fucking an odd time. And you guys just fucking love that video. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. Smash that up, showed that love. Thousands of views already on that. You guys really enjoyed that. I appreciate that. We talked a lot about Cornette's views on Triple H. We talked a lot about Mustafa Ali and why this is a bigger problem. It's not just Ali. So I talked about that too, man, in recent videos, just talking about how the morale is just low because they know all these releases are coming. Gable and Otis are on these things, man. They're on the chopping block, and they could lose the titles back to RK Bro at Royal Rumble, and they could be right back to getting released after WrestleMania, unfortunately. But seeing them last night with this, I'm hoping it changes the tide. I'm hoping McMahon finally sees something in them. You never know. We'll see, bro. Matt Riddle comes out in a damn cap and gown himself. Here comes the comedy. All the fucking trained demented seals are gonna be like, I like this. It's fucking Matt Riddle, Mom, Daddy. Matt Riddle, he's gonna say a bunch of funny stuff. You ready to laugh, Mom? Ma, put your phone down. He's gonna make you laugh. So he comes down in a cap and gown. Cap and gown, probably just graduated from fucking Bayside, right? With the fucking Bayside crew. There's fucking Zach Morris and Kelly Kapowski. Good job, Matt. Lisa Turtle's over there. Ah, good job, Matt. And Gable says right from the jump, what are you saying? I never know what you're talking about. And he said that for all of us, by the way. He said that for all of us. I never know what the fuck you're even talking about. Did you guys see there's a photo? He had everything written down last night. He had his little speech, but it was actually written down. A lot of wrestlers, that they make it act like they're reading a speech, but it's ad-libbed, or they're just going over their bullet points. No, Matt Riddle, word for word, somebody took a photo of it. Maybe he just threw it on the ground, I don't know, on the floor, and somebody took a picture. It was word for word, bro. So Gable's like, I never know what you're talking about. What are you even saying, dude? Gable says, in order to get a rematch, RK Bro must beat them in a series of academic tests. Orton hits the ring, hits an RKO on Gable. Matt Riddle takes out Otis. And the segment ends with Orton putting on a cap and a gown and posing to the crowd like a graduate from Bayside High. I guess somebody said in the chat, I thought that was funny as hell, I guess fucking Matt Riddle would be Screech. I guess Randy Orton would be AC Slater. Orton's wife, maybe Kelly Kapowski, because Orton's wife is hot. So you can giggle, right? I'm not trying to change your mind or force you to agree with BC. Fuck that, bro. If you don't like what I'm saying, first of all, you can always just leave the channel. There's a million reviewers out there that'll tickle your fancy and fucking tell you everything you want to hear. Fulfill all your desires. Nobody's forcing you to be here, bro. You know what I mean? I'm the most truth you're going to get in the fucking community. If you can handle that, that's up to you. If you giggled over this or you clapped over it or you're hugely excited to see academics next week between Orton and Gable, Otis and Riddle, if this is the brightest part of the show for you, doesn't that tell you there's a bigger fucking problem in WWE? Should have been one of your best wrestlers, Randy Orton, is not only fucking around in a weird tag team for all of 2021 in a division that is non-existent, but everybody turned a blind eye to it. Everybody was okay with it because we giggle through 2021. We all giggled. We all have laughed with Randy and his little needy child, Matt Riddle. So now here we are in 2022 and we're just upping the ante. Now Randy Orton is dressing up in cap and gowns. 2 years. We're into our second year of playing around with this bullshit and nobody is thinking, damn, Randy Orton is best when he's the Viper. Randy Orton is best when he's the legend killer, not when he's the fucking needy kid's father. Who the fuck 5, 10, 20, 40, 50 years from now is going to remember needy child father Orton? Who's going to remember Father Orton in 50 years? No, Viper legend killer Orton. Nobody wants to remember Father Orton. Daddy Orton. 2 years, though. 2 years. A dude that should have had some of the best storylines in all of pro wrestling. A dude that should have been catapulting and captivating in main events. Second year now. Holding the hand of Matt Riddle. And next week, we're going to get academics. Some math equations. We'll get some trivia. Right? Name all of the Golden Girls. Dorothy? Rose? Blanche? Shit, there was an older one. Sandra? Sophia, bitch. Is it like MTV Challenge? If you get it wrong, you fly into a pit of misery? They let you go? They drop you from the harness? Johnny Bananas is waiting for you down in the pit of misery. Man, they stumped me on that one too. Academics. That's what we're giggling over, though. We're all gonna have a fucking field day over this. Gonna do some biology? We'll giggle. Trust me. There'll be some things where we're gonna giggle a little bit. But when the show's over, when 3 hours of Raw is over, is that gonna be the main story that we're talking about? Because that's what we're talking about today. I've already gauged the community. The biggest story from last night is Randy Orton in a cap and gown. That doesn't tell you how fucking bad this company is, bro. I'm the fucking bad guy in the community because I say this? I don't give a fuck. When I'm not sporting all my fucking G's, when I'm not over here looking like T-Mobile sporting 5 G's and pumping my Green Bay Packers for a huge battle this Saturday night in Lambeau against the 49ers from San Francisco, California. But when I'm not sporting this G, man, I'm fine wearing the black hat in the community. I'll be the bad guy in the boogeyman. I've been my whole fucking life. I won't stop now. The truth will be told on this fucking channel. And by the way, time out for the over 200 of you that have already smashed that up. We're going toward 300 now. Thank you guys. Big appreciation. Just saw that now, man. The fact that this is the biggest story that we're talking about, cap and gown Randy Orton, that's fucking tragic. And that tells you that this is 3 hours of nothing. I put it in my title of this video. It's literally titled 3 hours of what? Question mark. No, seriously. WWE Raw is 3 hours of what? And I answer my own question. It's catastrophic garbage. 12 days from the Rumble at that point. We're talking about Randy Orton in a cap and gown. We're talking about academics next week. Talking about fucking trivia. Name the father or name the father of Laura Winslow. Hey, Carl! Steve, get out of here. Carl, I didn't do anything. Family Matters. It's an old show. A lot of you guys too young. You probably don't fucking know who Steve Urkel even is, or the ultra beautiful Laura Winslow. I'm gonna move on because this cap and gown shit is gonna fucking perturb me to no fucking end. Backstage in Vince McMahon's office, Vince tells Austin Theory if he doesn't beat Finn Balor later tonight, then he's gonna beat the hell out of Theory. That's right. Vince says, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, he says to Theory. And then he says he's gonna take a photo, a picture of him after he beats him up and then send it to his mother. What the fuck? What the fuck? Austin Theory at this point is fucking confused, mortified. He wants to get the fuck out of the office. Austin Theory ends up, by the way, defeating Finn Balor with the ATL. Post-match, Theory delivers a second ATL and takes a second selfie of Finn Balor's career hitting rock bottom, because that's what it's doing. That's what it's doing, man. Finn Balor got fed to Roman Reigns just like Cesaro, just like Big E, and just like Seth Rollins next week. And after you lose to Roman, you go literally into an island of irrelevancy. And that's where Finn Balor now resides. It is sad? Yes. Is it tragic? Yes. Is it reality? Yes. But the way Vince McMahon interacts with Austin, you know this. Vince McMahon handpicked Austin Theory. Handpicked him. He's the chosen one. That didn't work so well for Drew McIntyre his first go around, so I don't know if you want to be the chosen one. But, I mean, he let go of Karrion Kross and Keith Lee and people like that, and he said Austin's the one. Just like he had this love affection with John Cena. I think Vince McMahon's a little weird in the boots and the loafers, if you know what I'm talking about. There's something up with Vince McMahon, man. In the way he interacts with certain talent. Weird dude. I used to hear stories of him and Pat Patterson, and I just don't want to go into it, but I feel bad for Austin Theory. The photo in that thumbnail, I think Austin Theory really is kind of awkward with all this. Very weird. It's a very, very creepy segment. Awkward, creepy, cringeworthy. I think these are words that I would use for that shit. It just looks like an old man grooming this kid, Austin Theory. It looks like a grooming situation. It's fucking weird, bro. He wants that ass, said Eddie. Vince wants that ass, man. You look at the way he's looking at him in that thumbnail. And Austin Theory's like, bitch, I don't flow that way. I'm on the other team. Vince McMahon, he's a creepy dude at his age. He's always been. As he gets older, bro. A weird dude. Anyway, all laughing aside, all kidding aside, man. You know, on this channel, I like to look at the bigger issue, right? Because these are the things we need to solve. I just don't understand how Finn Balor is being booked this way. The whole last couple of months and then just losing like that. And for what? Are we going to 50-50 him with Austin? Because we're already doing it. He beat Austin last month. Then he went away into the island of irrelevancy, and then he's back this month, and he's getting beat. It's 50-50 booking. I teach you guys that all the time. I don't understand. But I mean, we don't need academic tests to prove BC if he's right or not. I'm telling you, I have facts to back up everything I've said. I told you from the beginning, they're just going to 50-50 book this, and nobody's going to look strong. But more importantly, Finn Balor is going to look like an absolute fucking idiot. This is what you get. You don't want to be the demon a lot, right? Finn Balor just didn't want to rest on the demon. Well, there you go, bro. When you mix that decision, you don't want to be the demon, and you mix that with Vince McMahon not wanting to give you the time of day, you're in irrelevancy now. I say bring back the motherfucking demon, because at least that's a main eventer that even Vince can't shy away from. Rhea Ripley versus Nicole Ash was supposed to be next. Queen Zelina and Carmella hit the top of the ramp and talked 3 minutes worth of shit. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I thought it was too long. But I like them with the titles, man. Let's build a fucking division. If it's around them, then it's around them. You know, people can cry all they want. It's two heels. They work rather well together. Carmella's been getting better by the week. Zelina is just fucking good now. It's so good to see. So if you want to build them up to WrestleMania and then they drop the titles to a viable tag team, okay, but who's the tag team? They're not building up anybody. They don't have a tag division just like the men. So now we're hearing that the Bella Twins are going to defeat them at WrestleMania. But then you're in the same position. Who the fuck beats the Bella Twins? If you don't have a division, it doesn't matter who your champions are. So Queen Zelina and Carmella talking shit for fucking 3 minutes. Then they just leave. They just leave, and Nicole starts attacking Ripley before the match. And the ref decides that the match is off because Rhea was too beaten up. She can't continue. I just saw little fucking Aaliyah on Friday night get the shit kicked out of her by, who was it? Natty. And this is what I mean about holes in the gap, right? Holes in the logic. There's no common sense, right? BC is going to call this shit out. You came to the right channel if you want truth. Because I'm going to give it to you. Because I remember this shit. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Aaliyah took the same beating. It was the same type of story. Pre-match, Natty beat the shit out of Aaliyah. Little Aaliyah bounced up and said, "No, I'm fighting tonight." Now, of course, I don't agree with what the fuck happened. She bounced up and all of a sudden did a fucking roll-up to Natty, and Natty lost in 3 seconds. 3:17. Of course that doesn't make fucking sense. That's on some Wardlow stupid shit. With CM Punk just bouncing up after fucking 87 Wardlow bombs, his finisher, mind you, and Punk just jumps to his feet and gives him a roll-up package. Wow, that finisher sucks. Hey, Wardlow, you might want to come up with something new because your finisher is no longer going to be taken seriously. So Natty just gets fucking pinned. Of course I don't like that, but we just saw that. We just saw Aaliyah jump up from that beat. So you're telling me that badass Rhea Ripley, who took the same beating as Nikki Ash, no worse, go back and watch both. I've done my research for you guys, but if you don't believe BC on this, go ahead. Watch yourself. Watch both attacks. Rhea's was no worse. And even if it was just a little bit, it's fucking Rhea Ripley. She's a beast. And she could not continue. The ref had to call the match, and Rhea never got up to say no, no, no. Am I the only one calling this out? Of course I am. I'm the best at what I do in this community. I'm the best on this platform. I know this. You know this. Of course I'm the only one that's gonna fucking talk about this so in depth. Detail by detail. Because as I'm watching it in real time, it doesn't make fucking sense. Logic gaps. Lack of common sense. If you're gonna do the same shit you did on Friday night, make it realistic. Aaliyah can bounce up, but not Rhea Ripley? You gotta feel bad for Rhea Ripley, but then again, I don't know how anybody could take her seriously even with good booking. Look at Rhea Ripley. What has happened to Rhea Ripley? I mean, this is someone who should have the fucking pro wrestling world by the fucking balls. And instead, she just looks like she's fucking just had a big fight with her parents, but she still needs to be picked up by those parents at the mall on a fucking late Saturday night. She looks like she just came out of Hot Topic. She's not ready for a wrestling fight. She's ready to fight with her parents some more. The way you're booked is everything. The look that you have is everything, right? Nikki Cross, we can take her seriously. The old school Nikki Cross. The jeans, the black shirt, just chaotic Nikki. You put her in this fucking Kevin Hart Secret Life of Pets outfit. You put her in this shit. And we can't take that seriously, bro. Cow, bam, supplier, boom. Wabaka. The problem is, even if we want to cheer for that, we can't. The look is stupid. The look is stupid. I'm a big fan of Karrion Kross. You put him in a medieval times helmet, you put some leather suspenders on him like he just came from an OnlyFans photo shoot. I can't get behind him anymore. I tried. The look was stupid. You take Keith Lee and you make him a bear cat, it's stupid. You take Rhea Ripley, and this is probably how she wants to look, like a fucking teenager bouncing out of Hot Topic. It doesn't make sense, though. It's not captivating an audience. That's vivid. That is clear as day. It's not captivating an audience. That may work in a small little pond like NXT where you have 100 people in the audience and 500,000 people watching at home. That may work in NXT. It's not working over here, bro. You take somebody like Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Nikki Cross, that can work either which way. NXT, WWE. I just look at Rhea Ripley. I can't take it seriously. I mean, she looks like she could beat up most dudes, but then she's booked to not even defeat fucking Mrs. Hornswoggle. If there was a Mrs. Hornswoggle, she would roll up Rhea Ripley in fucking 3.16 seconds and get the new record from Aaliyah. You look like you could beat up the dudes, but you can't even beat up the fucking lower echelon of the fucking female division. I want to support Rhea Ripley. She needs a rehaul. She needs to be completely reconstructed. Think about what she and you want for her career and find that point. Because this is not working. This Rhea Ripley booking, the look, everything about Rhea Ripley is not connecting. It's not connecting. We want to cheer for her just like Shayna Baszler. It is sad that Shayna Baszler has become a clown when she should have been one of the most badasses in the company. And Nikki Ash, even as a heel, she's the same fucking character. It's the same thing that she stole from Kevin Hart, Snowball. It's the same blue with the yellow and the little fucking blue mask. It's the same fucking thing that she stole from the movie. Now just with a little bit of a heel. She's a little bit of a different attitude. Rehaul her character. It didn't connect. Just like Alexa Bliss, but we'll get to that. I believe that was what, third hour? I'll talk about the Alexa Bliss shit. But part of being a good company is listening to your fans, acknowledging what is working, what is not. But I guess if Vince doesn't give a fuck about you anyway, then he doesn't give a fuck about what we think or feel about you. So I don't think Vince gives a fuck. He doesn't see anything in Ripley. So it doesn't matter. You know, you ain't just gonna show up to a WrestleMania and defeat somebody like Asuka and think that we're gonna be on board with that. By the way, I'm hearing that Asuka will be in the Royal Rumble. Bayley will be in the Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss will be in the Royal Rumble. So, you know, a lot of people cried because WWE unleashed all of these names that were supposed to be surprises. Kelly, Summer Rae, Mickie James. I understand. But we've seen a lot of these names since the inception of the Women's Royal Rumble, guys. So it's not that big of a surprise. You might as well build some anticipation to have these names in there. I'm okay with them pre-announcing because you're going to get a lot more surprises that have not been announced. Maybe we will get even Trish Stratus. Maybe we'll get Alundra Blaze, Medusa. You never know. But there's still a lot more spots. I'm not going to fucking cry about them releasing some names a few weeks ago. Could you imagine that, man? Trev, who was that? Trev that said that? Imagine Ronda Rousey, bro. Who would she take on? I guess it would have to be Becky finally one-on-one. Destroy Becky, get your championship back. If that was fucking Ronda, man. Yeah, Trish and Lita going one-on-one would be cool in the Rumble. I would love to see Sasha again. We saw that a few years ago. Trish face-to-face with Sasha, but Sasha's injured, so Sasha won't be in the Rumble, unfortunately, but I'm gonna wrap this up with Nikki and Rhea. Both is not working. It doesn't matter if you put them in a tag team. It doesn't matter if you split them up. It's not connecting with the crowd. And before we can even talk booking, it starts with the character. The characters of Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, they're not connecting. Doesn't matter if you don't like BC's words, they're still going to be true. They're still going to be the most accurate in the community. The characters are not working. Fix that and then give them proper booking. Nikki Cross is easy. Put her in jeans, give her a black shirt, and let her be Nikki Cross. And then we end hour number 2 with Omos annihilating Reggie. And it was so stupid, man. Reggie's going backstage through the whole first hour, and she's talking about, like, how can I beat Omos? I can't do it. And Dana Brooke, your 24/7 champion, is like encouraging him like he's fucking Rocky. You know, you got this, champ. You got this. You're gonna go low. You're gonna go high. You got this. You gotta believe in yourself. Hoorah, like Rudy. You ever see the movie Rudy? Hoorah speech. And it's so fucking stupid. As Dana Brooke is pumping up Reggie, up in the rafter, this is backstage, but there was a little rafter of seats, and you saw Ninja Tozawa, Christmas Tree R-Truth, Tamina Snuka, they're eating popcorn. Like this is entertaining to them. Reggie is about to get annihilated by Omos, and they're eating popcorn. And I'm thinking, does anybody see what's wrong with this booking, man? Because you know damn well in a couple of weeks, Tamina is going to be going in a title match. Or some shit, right? Vince is just going to remember that he has Tamina on the roster. Tamina's going to be in a fucking title match or something where she's going to have to act like she's significant on the roster. And people like BC are going to remember, what the fuck? She was just running around chasing this fucking Target Toy Championship for 3 months. Then she's eating popcorn, watching drama like it's Jerry Springer. And then all of a sudden, she's going to come down the aisle like a badass again, going for a title. We see this how many times with Natty? Natty does nothing but get fruit roll-upped, She's in 2-minute matches, and then Natty will be winning titles out of the blue. Booking matters, people. Booking fucking matters. Give a fuck about your booking. Oh, man, I'm on a roll today because this show just pissed me off last night. Just pissed me off last night. Salute. Before we get into hour number 3, I want to show some love to my supers. My VIs. Let me just try to get you guys up here, man. I know Trev Reigns, man, started this thing off, so hold on. Hold on, guys. Yeah, Trev Reigns, the tribal god, man. Much love. Thank you, dude. 10 spot. Couple of coffees over from Starbucks. 3 coffees from Dunkin', Trev. If you needed BC to break it down. Trev Reigns, the tribal god, says champions losing. The never-ending lazy booking of Vince McMahon to hype up their pay-per-views. No effort, no creativity, no excitement. All what I said sums up the WWE product for what it is today. Trev Reigns, exclamation point. Everything you said is what BC has been echoing for fucking years now. So I absolutely fucking echo your sentiments, and I will continue to do such. Trev Reigns, the tribal god, also with another 5-spot coffee, says, if my Full House ended up being the same episode week after week, I would have left no emotions, no excitement. Wouldn't stop watching. I love the show. So Trev Reigns is using Full House as an example, right? When I said earlier, choose your favorite show. What is your favorite show? And what emotion do you have after every episode? You probably want to see the next episode, right? Like if you're a big Walking Dead fan, Breaking Bad, Sopranos, whatever it is. It could be fucking Grey's Anatomy. It could be fucking Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, whatever those shows are called. Power, whatever it is. You usually, after a show ends, you want to see the next one, right? You want to find out what happens to the characters and with the storylines. But with WWE, you have no feeling, no emotion. You don't need to see what happens with any of the characters. There's no storyline that you're excited about, and there's no cliffhanger. Every show ends with you feeling like you just lost 3 hours of your fucking life because you did. So Trev Reigns, good to see you got it, dude, but you always did, man. Much love and appreciation. Trev Reigns, the tribal god. Grey Goose, 545, 5-spot coffee. Raw was a house show on live TV. Keep on keeping it 100, BC. Coffee's on me. Grey Goose, 545, I appreciate it, man. You know it. We drop it real, we drop it all the fucking time. And as far as Raw being a house show on live TV, I used to call it a glorified house show. Grey Goose, I can't even do that anymore, dude. Your words are more accurate. It's just a house show on TV. Danny Green with a couple of 179s. What up, Danny Green? Good to have you up in here, dude. New Nia lyrics to fit WWE Raw. Raw is a shit show. Oh, in the old fucking, she injures most girls. Right, you can open up Raw that way, man. Raw is a shit show. Trust me, Danny Green, I got a lot of intros that Raw could use, but I don't think Vince McMahon would be too happy. Oh, but I got some lyrics. Danny Green also says, amp unit Royal, I think an amp unit Royal Rumble would trounce WWE. Oh, you put the unit in a Royal Rumble, we would get way more PPV buys, bro. Peacock would be alarmed with the uptick of people wanting to tune in. And it would be a hell of a lot more interesting to have an amp unit Rumble than whatever fucking shit show they're planning. The women one, I'm looking forward to a little bit more, to be honest with you guys. I know, strange. But for some reason, I'm feeling a little bit more interest into the Women's Royal Rumble. Maybe it's because a lot of those names, it's going to be good to see them one more time. Because for a lot of them, it probably is going to be the last time. But the Men's Royal Rumble is not intriguing me at all. There's nothing yet. I mean, Owens just going out there and saying, I'm in it. Fucking this guy, X, Y, and Z saying, I'm in the Rumble. It's going to take more than that, dude. They better have some really cool surprises. They brought Mickie James back for the women. Could you imagine if a fucking Bearcat comes out? Could you imagine if a Bearcat is a surprise? Real quick. real quick. I have more supers I want to go over, then I'll go over the third hour. But I want to ask my chat something. This is not going to happen. If this ever happened, I'd be fucking floored. I don't even think there'd be a review because I'd be so fucking shocked. But just a wild fucking idea. Could you imagine if Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, showed up in the Rumble and won the Rumble? Would you guys be good with that shit? Would you guys be okay with that? Now, you know I would, because this is a Bray Wyatt channel. I fucking love Bray Wyatt. I don't know if I mean, people threw a fit when Mickie James came back because of the disrespect. I mean, would people just be like, Bray sold out for the money, man? Possibly. But it's still fucking Bray Wyatt, man. I don't know how we could boo the dude. Yeah, a lot of you guys are kind of down the middle here, man. I see a lot of fuck yes and a lot of hell no's. I see some people saying yes and no. Yeah, I agree, JR. I just do, man. He could work wonders for a company like AEW and help them dramatically, but obviously he fits in something like WWE where you can do a lot more of that hocus pocus shit, and somebody like BC will actually enter the realm of realization with it. The realisms will be abroad for BC because I've entered that world with Papa Shangos and Undertakers before. Whereas AEW, I think, from what I'm told anyway, it's supposed to be a little bit more realism based. Yeah, I don't know. You guys are kind of split down the middle. I've seen crazier things in pro wrestling. Could you imagine if Wyndham Rotunda showed up in the Rumble? It'd be fucking nutty, bro. Danny Green, thank you, brother. Ashley Steggles, what up, Ashley? $8.99. Ashley's up in here, says, BC, what happened to the good old days when a personal storyline culminated at the Rumble with the heel winning only to continue into the Rumble match itself? That would set up a WrestleMania match. Well, you know, like everything else, Ashley, those are gone, bro. I don't even think Vince remembers those. I really don't. I don't think he would care, but I don't think he remembers any of that. So now you just get horse shit. I miss when they used to have the little tumbler, man. That was at least a little bit, just a little bit. You guys remember there was a tumbler and you would tumble the thing and you would get your number? And you didn't have to spoil it because people would not tell it. A lot of people would not say what their number was. And they'd either be angry or they'd have a little smirk. I wouldn't mind if they brought that back, but it's better than just having people like Owens come to the ring, waste our time by saying, I'm in the Rumble. Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, start the show by saying, I'm in the Rumble. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, we want you there, but just announce it on social media. Do a backstage segment where everybody's fucking turning the little fucking tumbler. Yeah, anyway, Ashley, that's... There's no getting that back. Vince has probably long forgot about that shit. Thank you, brother. Carlos! What up, Carlos? I told Carlos earlier, man, everybody else is entering the Rumble. Carlos, just jump in, dude. Get in the Rumble. I'll be rooting for you, dude. As long as Bray Wyatt's not in there, then I gotta root for him, but I gotta root for Carlos, too. I think it would have to be one of those Bret Hart, Lex Luger situation. You guys remember the Rumble many, many years ago? I'm talking like, what, 90s? I forgot. I don't know the exact year. But Lex Luger and Bret Hart both went over the top together, and they didn't know who won, so they both went on to WrestleMania 10 to do some schmazzery with the title in Yokozuna. But Carlos, I would have to do that. Carlos and Bray Wyatt go over the top at the same time. Anyway, Carlos says, BC, I was thinking the same thing. Austin is being groomed by Vince as next big thing. I can see it. Salute. Carlos, you're a smart dude. You know exactly what's going on behind the scenes and on screen. Austin is being groomed to be that next John Cena-ish type figure. I just don't see it happening. I hope he becomes a big star. That's great. But he's not going to be the next John Cena. I hope that this is a situation where he just becomes the first Austin Theory and not the next John Cena. Sometimes it's okay to be the first you. So Carlos, he's definitely being groomed. I just hope that we don't try to follow a Cena type thing. We don't need that shit. Carlos, allow me, because I use a cane to walk, a botched surgery, unfortunately. Sorry to hear that, dude, but I gotta be honest, Carlos, you could probably win with the fucking cane, bro. I mean, knowing WWE, you'd probably win because of it. Don't count yourself out, bro. If I ever take over WWE, I want fucking Carlos in the Rumble. Carlos. Then I'm in, LOL. Carlos, much love and appreciation, man. Glad you're up in here, dude. I know it's been a few days since we did a live. Always good to see my tried and trues. Jimmy Fingers 19's also up in here, man. 519. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, Gable should have been the one to play Angle's son a few years back instead of Jay Jordan. Gable actually looks like Kurt. Jimmy Fingers, absolutely, dude. I want to take that statement and amplify it 100-fold. To this day, I say that, bro. And I will say that to the high heavens. I will never be okay with that decision. Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's kid. I don't care how you want to try to fucking twist and turn it. That was sitting in their lap. That Chad Gable is Kurt Angle's kid. How do you fucking botch that? Jimmy Fingers 19, no question, bro. Absolutely. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, another 5-spot coffee. Trev, appreciate it, dude. Something tells me that Finn Balor will get released after WrestleMania 38. It's sad that I honestly think this is absolutely sad. Absolutely, bro. In fact, hold on. Hold on. Please hold. Please hold. I'm going to fucking, Oh, I don't know if I have it, man. Hold on. I'm trying to go back into my notes. I might not have it. Come on, bro. I'm holding up the stream for a second. Hold on. As far as the chopping block, yes. I can confirm that, man. I'm not confirming that he's being released, guys. Trev Reigns, you say something tells me Finn Balor will get released after Mania. As shocking as this may sound, in the video that I put out, Finn Balor is a name that BC was hearing that is absolutely on the chopping block. They have nothing for him. And if you tune into last night, I made that video before because that's what I was hearing from my people down in Florida. That was before what happened last night. So that just makes it look more fucking mind-boggling. Now, if Chad Gable and Otis lose those titles at Rumble, you know damn well Vince just doesn't have a plan. But tragically, Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, Finn Balor is on the chopping block, bro. That doesn't mean he definitely is, man. There's months before WrestleMania anyway. But he's one of the names that they just don't have anything. And Nick Khan needs to chop $1 million+ worth of salary. It's going to be the biggest releases you've ever seen after WrestleMania. Don't be shocked, dude. It's going to be Finn Balor. If they can't find something for this dude, if this dude can't find lightning in a bottle within the next 3 months, goodbye, Finn Balor. The question is just at that point, do you do what Ali did? Because Ali knows that he was on the chopping block. And after WrestleMania, Ali knew that he was probably going to get released. So Ali went out like a man, and he said, you ain't going to fire me. I'm leaving this bitch. I'm dumping you. Do people like Finn Balor, if they think there's at least a 50% chance that they're going to get booted after Mania and get released, does somebody like Finn Balor say, I'm out of here? I'm out. But Trev Reigns, no doubt, dude. Fourth one. What up, fourth one? Vince is the booty warrior from the Boondocks. Well, he's going for Austin Theory's booty, fourth one. I'll tell you that much, dude. You look at that thumbnail, that tells you all you need to know, dude. Because Vince McMahon is after that Theory booty. Patrick Williams. Did I get Patrick Williams? Hold on, where'd I leave off here? Derek Fleming Jr. first. Hold on, I'll get to you, Patrick. Derek Fleming Jr., $1.99 at work, just giving a coffee to the best. My guy, BC. Derek, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the words. Even at work, Derek is clicking on, smashing that up and showing the love, dude. I love hearing that, dude. You guys are the best. Even at work, you guys are like, fuck that. BC's on. I'm showing that love. Derek Fleming Jr., come back later, man. This will be up on the channel. Patrick Williams, 10 spot. Patrick says, this company makes me lose brain cells, BC. You and me both, bro. Patrick Williams, no joke. I said this earlier, Patrick. I actually wanted to watch a little bit more playoffs last night, but the game sucked so bad. It was a blowout. So I unfortunately had to keep going back to Raw so my notes would be even more vivid for you guys. And it just sucked. The show just sucked from top to bottom. I hate the show. I can't stand it. But I love WWE. I love pro wrestling. I want to see it succeed. Right? It's like my Packers when we sucked behind the quarterback Don Majowski. I hated that team. It just sucked beyond compare, but I loved it so much. I wanted to see it succeed as a whole. And those were tough years to get through, but then we got Brett Favre and we started winning and we won a Super Bowl, and then Aaron Rodgers jumped on board. We won another Super Bowl. But I'm not just going to stop watching just because I don't like what I am seeing. And I know that it can be better. So my choices are I can just stop watching and let it go into a pit of misery, or I can speak up. I can try to make it better. And that's what we did as fans for my Packers. That's what I do for my Knicks, for my Yankees, and I'll do it for WWE. I'll do it for pro wrestling as a whole. AEW is no different. I want to see AEW smack the shit out of Vince McMahon. I somehow became the only reviewer that really hits AEW hard when it's not a great show. And there's people that cry about that. BC, you're too harsh on AEW. No, I'm not. This is harsh. When I talk about Monday Night Raw, that's harsh, but it's justified. AEW, I actually take it easy on them because they're more better than they are worse. But I'm not just going to let shit fly. I'm going to talk about it because this is very serious discussions that need to be had to make it better. Anyway, who was that? Patrick Williams. Short answer, I totally agree. Osia Weidman, $9.99. What up, Osia? Man, Raw was some trash. I'm not that excited for the Rumble. Osia Weidman, make that two of us. First of all, much love and appreciation for the coffees and for just entering the chat, smashing that up, showing that love to the channel. But I want to second that. Raw was some trash, and I'm not that excited for the Rumble. Neither is BC. On paper, it doesn't look that bad. A couple of Rumble matches. You got some of our old school favorite females coming back. I like the mixed tag match between Beth Phoenix and Edge versus Miz and Maryse. I know I'm in a minority there, but I don't mind that. And you got what should be, you would think, two badass main events with Seth Rollins versus Roman and Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. But when they're booked so tragically, when it's not being done correctly, Seth Rollins looks like a fucking clown, like a second-rate heel to Roman. When Brock and Bobby don't even have segments together and we're fucking 11 nights away from the Rumble. And all we have is a video package. It's a rushed match. The match itself will only be a few minutes with 74 spears. No. I'm not going to sit here and giggle about it. Osia Weidman, no doubt. PB Sillapride, 5 spot. What up, PB? No point being surprised when we know everyone who is in the Rumble. Yeah, I mean, there's still, on both sides, there's still a lot of chances for surprises. The women, they announced a lot, but I'm okay with that because there's still over 10 spots left. You know you're going to get the Bayley surprise, the Asuka surprise, Alexa will be in there. And then there's going to be a few more ex-superstar surprises. Is it Trish Stratus? Is it like an Alundra Blaze? Would Gail Kim ever come back? Could you imagine Gail Kim? Remember, she was in a battle royal when she left WWE. She exited herself. She eliminated herself because she knew she was done with the company. I wonder if she would even do business with WWE. PB Sillapride. Yeah, there is a few more chances for surprises, but yeah, I don't like when, you're exactly right, PB Sillapride, when Owens and Belair and Liv and everybody that came out and they're just like, I'm in the Rumble. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay, it'll be good to see you in there, but we don't need to waste TV time on it. PB Sillapride, no doubt, man. The fourth one I got. Jimmy Fingers 19 with another 519. Jimmy Fingers 19. Salute, bro. Let me give a salute to Jimmy Fingers. 19. I think Austin Theory was getting... Hold on. I got it. I think Austin Theory was getting more concerned that Pat Patterson, Terry Garvin, and Mel Phillips were going to come into the office and add some input. No doubt, bro. Jimmy Figures 19 knows what I'm talking about. when you see the look with McMahon and smiling at Austin, and Austin's like creeped out and it looks like he's being groomed. And we heard the stories back in the day of Vince and Patterson and all that shit. Jimmy Fingers 19 knows what BC's talking about. That's some sketchy shit. Mr. Black Ice 22, 2-spot. This will be great. My Niners versus your Packers. Mr. Black Ice 22, I have a lot of family members that are 49er fans, a lot of friends that are 49er fans. So usually in the season, I always wish them luck. I'm not going to do that this time. Nor am I for you, Mr. Black Ice 22. I appreciate it. Normally, I'd say good luck to the Niners, to your Niners, but we got to reach the Super Bowl, man. I've had enough. We have the best quarterback in the league there with Tom Brady. Although Aaron's probably going to win the MVP again, so he will actually be the best quarterback, but we all know Tom Brady is a legend, a GOAT. But as far as MVP goes, it's probably going to be Aaron for the second year. That's not my choice, guys. That's probably, I mean, that is my choice, but I don't have a vote. Most likely he's going to be MVP. So we have the best quarterback in the fucking league, and he only has one Super Bowl. My Packers have to win the Super Bowl this year. So sorry, not sorry, Mr. Black Ice 22. You gots to hit the bricks, Niners. Thank you, brother. Big Nang! A couple of 2-spots by Big Nang up in here. Didn't watch Raw last night. What the fuck with the thumbnail? That was real, man. That's not Photoshop. That was Vince McMahon looking at Austin Theory like he's gonna jump on that ass. Yeah. Creepy shit. And then you see the other photo I put in the middle of that. That was a real photo of Randy Orton in a cap and gown. He's doing some more, ha, that's funny. He's doing some more giggly segments with his stepson, his needy son, Matt Riddle. So, Big Nang, you didn't watch the show. That was real photos from last night. It's not getting better, Big Nang. It's just getting worse. Thankfully, BC's here to call that out. Big Nang with another 2-spot says, BC, remember when Eddie stole Flay's number? BC, remember when Eddie stole Flay's number? Who's Flay? Big Nang. Or was that a typo? Can somebody, Big Nang's super chat, can somebody confirm what that says? BC, remember when Eddie stole, Flair's number maybe? Flair's number. I got you. Flair's, I don't remember that. What happened? Refresh BC's don't piece on that, please. What happened with Ric Flair? Are we talking Eddie Guerrero? Somebody confirm that. I don't remember. Flair's number. He stole Flair's number. Eddie stole Flair's number. I'm on a delay, guys. I always am, so if somebody is explaining to me what I did forget, please, Pimp Jesus, 5-spot coffee. My Bengals won a playoff game for the first time in 31 years. Salute to that, dude. I was like, whoa, did that just happen? The fucking Bengals? Pimp Jesus, man. Much love for that, dude. And you're in the AFC, so I could say that. If you ever creep over to the NFC and you got to play my Packers, the Bengals can hit the bricks. But Pimp Jesus, that's huge. Oh, he stole his Rumble number. Yes. Oh, man, my bad. Big Nang. Yes, dude. Yeah, the Rumble. That's what I mean. You could do shit like that with the whole tumbler and shit. I love it. Thank you for reminding me of that. I totally fucking forgot that shit, dude. Yes. He switched it out, man. You guys got some good memories too, man. A lot of you guys are coming in to tell BC what the deal was. Good shit. Loved it, man. Loved it. I don't get a lot of free time during the day, man, but I actually got to somehow try to find that and watch that. That's awesome. Eddie Guerrero was just the best. You could do so much fun with that character, and that's what I mean about characters. You watch wrestling today? Who's the characters? What's the character? What are they doing? What is intriguing us? What is funny 10 years later, 20 years later? None of it. None of it. That's funny. Eddie stealing that number from Flair, that's funny. Do you think we're going to be laughing 10, 20 years from now about Matt Riddle giving Randy Orton a purple scooter with tassels? Do you think we're going to laugh about Randy Orton in a cap and gown? That's what I mean. Even the comedy is fucking horrendous today. Big Nang, yeah, now I remember, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, much love to Eddie, man. A lot of you guys are showing some love over to Eddie, man. How loved was this guy? Do you guys want to know how loved Eddie Guerrero was? Look at the response, the reaction, the love that this guy gets years later. When did he pass away? Does anybody have the exact year? Can somebody in the chat give me the year that Eddie passed? Again, I'm on a delay. There's nothing I can do, man. The big screen is what I go on. That's always on a delay. 2005, you guys are telling me. 2005. So what is that? 16 years, right? 17? I guess it's 2022. I guess we can call this a 17th year. So going on 17 years ago. Man, time flies, dude. What the fuck? 17 years. What the fuck was Benoit? One year later? A couple years later? Sorry, I gotta ask you guys all these. I'm putting you guys to work, dude, my chat. When was Benoit? I'm curious if that was really close, because I thought it was. Because Benoit was never the same after Eddie, guys. Benoit was done. He was done, bro. He knew he was cooked. It was only a matter of time. That was sad with Eddie. I'm sorry, with Eddie too, but with Chris Benoit, that was sad because he knew he could. He was fucked. 2007, you guys are telling me, for Benoit. So yeah. Wow, man, that's crazy. Man, time flies. Anyway, so my original point is Eddie Guerrero, 17 years ago. And this guy, you just mention his name and the response, the feeling you get from people is just... Guys, I've been watching pro wrestling for over 3 fucking decades. There's nobody, like when I mention Eddie Guerrero, the fucking feeling and emotion I get from people is just insane. The love that this guy had. Unreal, bro. Eddie Guerrero was the real deal every which way you could come across it. You can't teach that, right? Like Big Cash used to say, you can't teach that. I mean, that's just charisma and just a natural ability to captivate people and draw people to you. That's just natural, bro. I mean, I don't care what the era is. Vince McMahon never would have made this dude a top star or a fucking champion if Eddie Guerrero didn't just demand that. His presence alone demanded that. Vince couldn't turn a blind eye. He had no choice. Anyway. Eddie fucking Guerrero. I want to start hour number 3, guys. If there's any more supers, I'll get to you right after this, I assure you. But I want to go over to hour number 3. Maryse's PCs, I call her. Maryse and her PCs. Damn. Those things are massive, by the way. Maryse starts hour number 3 trying to back out of her mixed tag match at the Rumble. This brings out Beth Phoenix and Edge. Maryse says that instead of fighting at the Rumble, her and Beth should go on play dates, trade recipes, ride roller coasters together, get their nails done. Anything but wrestle each other at the Royal Rumble. Beth tells Maryse's PCs, just shut up. Just shut up. Beth Phoenix says, the match is on because I am going to glam slam you through that apron, through the canvas. And she says, in fact, why don't I just do it now? So Beth Phoenix goes to the ring. Miz jumps Edge outside of the ring. So Beth Phoenix's attention is now focused on her husband, trying to get the upper hand on Miz. Now, when she turns around, Maryse takes her purse and smashes it over the dome piece of Beth Phoenix, and Beth Phoenix is acting like she just got hit with a fucking bat, not a purse. Now, once Miz and Maryse get to the top of the ramp, Maryse takes out a fucking brick. A brick from her purse. I thought that was actually executed pretty damn good. The only way Maryse has taken out Beth is with a brick. And sure enough, that's how she took out Beth. So now you just pissed Beth off. If Beth wasn't going to glam slam you through that canvas before, now she's really going to slam. She's going to slam you through the fucking cement underneath the ring canvas. From the jump, I never minded this mixed tag team match or the Rumble. I think it's a good exhibition match. It's a good breakaway from the 2 main events that they have and then the 2 Rumble matches. I don't mind this at all. I know other people are crying about it. I'm always down to see Beth Phoenix come back for one more match. I don't mind seeing Beth and Adam Copeland Edge together. I never see that. Not in a match. And I always think that Miz is best with Maryse. I love backstage later when Miz is talking about celebrating Maryse's birthday next week. That'll lead to some interaction, obviously, with Beth and Edge. The birthday will be ruined, just like their wedding renewal was a couple weeks ago. But I love how Miz tries to speak French like he knows what he's talking about. Maryse has to stop him and tell him how to actually say it in French. So just their interactions, man. It's the little things. It's the little things. I'm okay with this. This is not something I'm going to cry about. I thought it was done pretty good. I don't know. It's one of those things, just like I say with AJ Styles and Randy Orton. You have Edge on your roster. If I am a head creator, if I'm fucking deciding what is being booked on this show, and I have Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Edge, this show is going to be must-see TV. No pun intended to Miz. Instead, AJ Styles is irrelevant. Tagging with Omos for a year, then gets beat by Omos in the middle of a Raw. That's where that's where their breakup culminated at, the middle of a Raw. And then Styles goes over to NXT. Randy Orton is still playing around with Matt Riddle. And fucking an Edge, as much as I don't mind this is Edge right now. I just, they have puzzle pieces that if they were put in the right spot, this puzzle could be more complete. They have really good talent on the roster. They just either don't know how to utilize it or don't want to utilize it. I think it's a mixture of both. Next up was an 8-man tag schmaz. Now, this was the Mysterios and the Profits versus the Dirty Dogs and Apollo and Commander Sneeze. This was a hot mess from start to finish, a chaotic clusterfuck of sheer shit. Tez frog splashes Apollo for the W. Now, Tez got some good height. Tez landed that splash spot on. Even catapulted him 5 feet back into the air. But Tez splashes Apollo for that W. I don't know what this does. This is just another L for Apollo. In the middle of a Raw, in an 8-man schmaz match, let's just make Apollo look as useless and as irrelevant as we have booked him for the past 2 years. Congratulations, you succeeded, Vince. And then, some fans cheered in excitement like trained seals. They like this. BC's like, really? This is not pro wrestling. Just like seeing the Usos versus the New Day 185 times a fucking year, or so it seems, for 10 years now. And BC says you can't just keep seeing the same match just because it's a good match. Pro wrestling needs to be more than just good wrestling, because I can see immaculate wrestling at the local bingo hall every night, twice on Sunday. Pro wrestling is about larger-than-life characters, storylines that captivate us, feuds that we need to see culminated at a pay-per-view. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We can't just be seeing redundant matches one after the other, and we also can't see schmaz matches because they don't do anything. This was a fucking sideshow circus. And what was it all for? Just for Apollo to look up at the lights? And then after the match, everybody started eliminating each other like it was a Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio even eliminated his own son, Dominic. It's supposed to look like, see, at the Rumble, that's what's going to happen. The point is, it's not the Royal Rumble, you dumb son of a bitch. How stupid are you? You're showing your hand 12 nights before the Royal Rumble. Why not wait till the Rumble and then show your son Dominic that you're going to throw him over by actually eliminating him? No, let me show my hand now. I will never play poker with Rey Mysterio because he'd lose me money. It doesn't make sense, but I'm the only one in the community that will say this because I'm the only one thinking this way. I'm the only one making sense out of all of this. Which, by the way, before I continue, Alexa Bliss segment is next in the 3rd hour, and then we'll get to the main event. I also want to say thank you to you guys, man. This week, a huge uptick in subscribers. I said this in the last video. To my tried and true veteran subscribers, you guys are the best. Much love and appreciation for hanging with BC for all of these years. But a lot of new subscribers, man. I don't know what the fuck, man. Maybe more people are finding me somehow. More people are understanding that I'm the realest motherfucker in the community. I don't know. but a lot of new subscribers. So to you newbies, man, thank you. Thanks for jumping on board. Thanks for tuning into this lunatic on YouTube and going, damn, he's nuts, but I like this dude. He speaks the truth. I'm going to give him a sub. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are the best, man. And hopefully you can maintain that amplification going forward, right? If I say something you don't like or don't agree with, hopefully you don't cry in the future. Hopefully you can handle that shit and understand where BC's coming from. But yeah, man. Even my veteran subscribers are welcoming you guys in, man. So, my tried and true, you guys know, much love and respect to you guys, but I definitely had to take a moment to welcome in my newer subs because we had a lot on the channel, bro. Pretty cool. The tube doesn't like to promote BC's channel usually. So it's pretty cool because I gave some harsh content this week. I was brutally honest, and I thought that fan bases were just going to cry. But no. People not only understood, people smashed that up and showed the love. People jumped on board with the unit. Totally weird, man. Because usually the tube is not fucking pumping BC's vids. Usually more people are crying. No, people are starting to understand BC knows what he's talking about, and this is the realest place to be if you want to talk pro wrestling in the most logical, in the most form of common sense imaginable, in the most amplified way possible. This is the place to be. I thank you guys, man. So I thank you for allowing me 2 minutes to say that. All right. Now back to the show. And even in this one, man, we're about to hit 300 on the up. You guys fucking rock. Alexa Bliss therapy session. Alexa Bliss is back in therapy. Now, I didn't mind last week. It sucks that she's still playing this character because without Bray Wyatt, she should not be. It's disrespectful to Bray, and it's not going to do her any favors going forward. But the way she was smashing shit, the way she was unhinged, I don't mind that Alexa Bliss. Let's rock it. This week, they took 17 steps back. Some people would say 50 steps back. Bro, this was like 30 seconds, and the therapist dude just says, we're going to play word association. And Alexa goes, okay. And he starts saying things, and every word that Alexa gave was Lily. So he would say something like brick wall, Lily. You know, what do you think of when you think of brick wall? Lily. The sun, Lily. Champion, Lily. A fruit cup, Lily. A coffee, Lily. Carlos, Jer9 Gaming, Santivia Major, Lily. Wicked Bunny, Lily. James Shrimp Fajitas, Lily. Iman. McKee, War Dog, NJPW. What do you think when you think of them? Lily! Mr. Black Ice, Jennifer Pierce, Lily! Pile Driver, Lily! Dead Fred, Superwolf Girl, Mike Hawk, Pimpesus, All Men, Lily! Anyway, my point is, she says Lily after, so she's teasing obviously the return of Lily, unless this therapist is going to work wonders, and somehow resort her to another character. Break the cycle of this Lily shit. But not only is she playing the same character upon a four-month absence, she's teasing fucking Lily. We don't need to see that, bro! It didn't land with the audience. This is not shade to Alexa. I've grown fond of Alexa ever since she was hooked up with Bray. I have a newfound respect and admiration for Alexa. So that's no shade at all, but the Lily thing was not captivating anybody. It wasn't connecting. I don't understand how that's not relayed to the old bastard in Stamford, Connecticut, VKM. This is not going to do Alexa Bliss any favors. Lily is coming back to WWE. Right up there with the biggest returns ever. The Rock returns to WWE. John Cena. Brock Lesnar's return to WWE. Or the NWO shows up in WWE. Remember the first time NWO showed up? Or right up there at the top of the list is Lily's return. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this at all. I'm putting up a poll right now. Yeah. Boudica! Where's my poll? I just went fucking live with the poll. Give me the fucking poll. Ah, yeah. I put up a poll. Anybody that can see that poll in the chat right now. Do you think Lily needs to get das Boot? That's what we called it growing up, right? You get the boot. You get das Boot. Do you think Lily needs to get das Boot from WWE? Now, I don't know what you guys are seeing. I'm on a little delay, but I'm seeing 91% saying yes. Lily needs to get das Boot. She needs to get the hell away from Alexa and out of WW. By the way, thank you for over 300 on the ups as we go to 400 now, guys. I appreciate that. 93% right now, man. I'll go back to this in a little bit. So far, there's 100 votes that have already been casted. 100 of you guys have already played along. I appreciate that. 91%. Hot damn. So I'm going to go back to that in just a little bit. But I feel that Lily needs to get das Boot. The main event was Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. This was pathetic to new levels. Bobby Lashley is going against Brock Lesnar next week for the title, so the best way to book him is a 15-minute DQ match with Seth Rollins? Rollins beat the shit out of Lashley for over half the match, by the way. Good job. Bobby Lashley's going against Brock Lesnar, a dude that beats you up and beats you, literally pins you in minutes. And you can't beat Seth Rollins in 15. But you see, you can't just have Rollins lose easily because he's going for a title against Roman. So here's the crazy idea. Why have them in a match together? Why would Bobby Lashley be taking on Seth Rollins when both can't lose? I can't, man. I can't. And then I talk this common sense and people are like, I don't see why he's upset. It's entertainment. Because people are being ruined here, bro. How does that get you excited to see Bobby Lashley? That match, going 15 minutes with Rollins and still not being able to beat Rollins, by the way. That got you excited to see Bob Lashley versus Brock? They just did this 5-minute video package of Bobby and Brock, building them to be beast, even though they haven't booked Bobby Lashley properly to be a beast. But it's a match that we're semi-intrigued with if they just had good booking. Bobby versus Brock sits in your lap, speaks for itself. But no, they play a video package and then they have Bobby Lashley taken to task by Seth. The former Hurt Business interfere, Shelton and Cedric. I told you guys this was going to happen, just like BC told you this was going to happen with the Goldberg feud. That was BC that said, watch what happens. Cedric and Shelton will be used just to promote the Bobby Lashley-Goldberg feud because they don't have a feud. They don't have a storyline, and they're not going to give them enough time for a storyline. They're not going to care. So they're just going to use Cedric and Shelton to be dipshits, to be used just to build something that is not even there. The same thing that we saw with Goldberg and Lashley is the same thing we're seeing with Brock and Lashley. The only difference, they're attacking Bobby Lashley now. But because Brock isn't even there to promote this battle next Saturday night at the Royal Rumble, they're bringing back Cedric and Shelton, who are only used to build Bobby Lashley big fights. Nobody thinks of them as the Hurt Business anymore. Week after week, they're irrelevant, or they're in their own shtick, their own thing. But then when you have nothing to fall back on, here comes Cedric and Shelton trying to show that they're angry that the Hurt Business got split up. Well, where the fuck were you the week previous, and the week previous, and the week previous? And then when When it didn't work out with the Goldberg thing, you went back into irrelevancy. And now all of a sudden you care about the Hurt Business again. It doesn't make fucking sense. But more than that, we just saw it with Goldberg. The same storyline. So Cedric and Shelton come out, they cause a DQ. Just as BC said, Cedric and Shelton would be used. It's the same shit they did with Goldberg. Then the Usos hit the ring and they deliver a double super kick. The Usos showed up because, you know, brand split. There's a brand split. But apparently, if Roman Reigns says you can go into the build, Roman Reigns, then you can go. Roman Reigns said so. I mean, Seth Rollins just showed up on the blue brand. Adam Pearce, the whole SmackDown 2 weeks ago, he was going around the corridors looking for an opponent. Seth Rollins just happened to be walking around in his wrestling gear, his weird outfit that he fucking probably took from Becky Lynch's closet. And there's Rollins. Adam Pearce didn't stop to say, "What are you doing here? Security, this is not your show." No, instead Pearce goes, I know you're Raw, but I could use you in a championship match. I mean, I know you just lost a bunch of matches for the WWE title. I know you've had no blue brand matches. But do you want to be in a title match? Nobody's calling this shit out. So now the Usos just show up to Raw again. This is like the 4th time the Usos have done Roman's work because Roman doesn't want to show up to the red brand. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, isn't there a brand split? What the fuck happened to the brand split? Oh, it only works when Vince wants it to work. And when it doesn't happen, when there is no brand split and BC talks about it, I'm the one who's supposed to stop watching if I don't like it? Fuck that, fuck you. No, it's not right. There's either a brand split or there's not. And then Bobby Lashley sends Shelton, or I think it was Shelton, through the fucking barricade. You know how they do that spot where there's a piece of the barricade that is Jimmy rigged to where if you spear somebody, you go right through it? They just said it at the day one. They do it at every pay-per-view. So they do it at Raw now, too, to waste it. So it's not even special anymore. So here comes Lashley, spear through the barricade. Okay, we've seen it 1,000,001 fucking times. We'll see it again, trust me. Remember these words. We will see this, that same spot, you'll see it again at the Royal Rumble. And that's supposed to be... You couldn't get the job done against Rollins in over 15 minutes. For over half the match, you got your ass kicked, but you're being booked like a beast to go against Brock. Nobody wants to call this out. Well, I am. I'm calling it out because it's stupid, it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make anybody strong. And then we just went off the air. We went off the air. Lashley doing the same fucking barricade spot. The Usos that are not even on the brand, they're standing tall in the middle of the ring. And I'm sure there's fucking Timmy and Jerry. They're on the phone together. Did you see the show tonight? Oh, it was epic. This is one of the best Raws ever. I like to see that mean guy on YouTube try to talk shit on this show. Vince McMahon really showed BC Amplify. BC got shown by Vince. Yeah, talk shit now, BC. It was a damn good show, man. Yeah, really great. Really great. Or the opposite of great. This was utter fucking trash, and this is WrestleMania season. Oh, we're pumped, bro. We're fucking pumped. By the way, 150 votes have already been casted less than 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes. 150 votes plus. 93% of you, that's 93 out of 100 if you were to break it down in those terms, are telling BC that Lily needs to get das Boot from WWE. In other words, we don't need to see Lily ever again in WWE. That's what you guys are telling me. And by the way, I agree with that 93%. Hold on, I have some tried and trues up here with some supers, man. Give me 1 second. Trev Reigns, the tribal god, man, with a couple more 5 spots, man. Trev Reigns, much respect, man. Let me give you a proper salute. Trev says, Alexa Bliss keeping that character just makes me nauseous. It's criminal that they fired Bray Wyatt just for Alexa Bliss to steal his creation. Absolutely, Trev. And on top of that, I can't even blame Alexa because this is what she's being told to do by VKM. but it's disrespectful to Bray Wyatt. It's going to do Alexa no favors. And if Lily gets brought back, bro, it's honestly going to burn. And it won't be a blaze of glory. It's going to burn in irrelevancy. Nobody's going to be on board with this. Keep Lily away. I hope this therapist, whatever this is going to culminate to, I hope this therapist can somehow break this vicious cycle and give Lily das Boot. Trev Reigns also says the main event of the night didn't do anything for both Lashley and Rollins, where neither of them can lose. No excitement for both world title matches. Trev, that's funny you say that because I said the same thing in reviewing that match. It did nothing for anyone. Neither one of these guys can lose. Rollins, Lashley. Lashley ended up winning this via DQ. He couldn't even beat Rollins anyway. And when it's all said and done, in the record book, this will be another loss for Seth Rollins. So he's being 50-50 booked. He beat Big E last week. He loses against Lashley this week. He'll be fed to Roman Reigns. Trev Reigns, much love and appreciation, dude. Thank you. Anna Joe, 2000. Anna Joe, what up? Thank you for the coffee, Anna. I want Abaddon to go to WWE for just one night, just to eat the Lily dog. Hey, Anna Joe, I'll be down for that. If it's to eat Lily, bring over Abaddon. Fuck it. You know, funny thing, I know a lot of people are not high on Abaddon. She probably would fit better in WWE, to be honest. I'm not saying that she belongs there or I want her there, but she would fit better there. But knowing Vince, he would fucking make a little Abaddon, right? So then Alexa would have Lily, and Abaddon would have Jilly, and it'd be a mixed tag match at WrestleMania. Alexa and Lily versus Abaddon and Jilly. Because that's how Vince thinks, Anna J. Or Anna Joe. Much love, Anna Joe 2000. Appreciate it. Big Nang, another 2-spot, dude. Imagine Lily versus Cobra versus Mr. Sacco. WrestleMania 38 for night 2. Big Nang, I can't even laugh at that because I was just saying, knowing Vince, he'd have Alexa and Lily versus Abaddon and Jilly. So if I'm going to speak seriously on that, I got to think that Lily versus Cobra versus Mr. Sacco is something that Vince McMahon would literally giggle and then bust a nut on. Big Nang, no doubt. PB Sillapride, 5-spot. How about Alexa being Sister Abigail on PCP and the Ho-Hos? No, it's beyond that now, man. Alexa can't be Abigail. They already ruined that anyway. But that is funny. On Ho-Hos, too. But, yeah, I wish she was. I also said Liv Morgan when she came back instead of being thrusted into the lesbian storyline with Lana and the whole marriage thing with Bobby Lashley. Liv Morgan should have been Sister Abigail. But then they decided to do Alexa not be Sister Abigail, but connected. I think they dropped the ball a couple of times on that. PB Sillapride, appreciate it, dude. I got a super coming in at the very end here from VC Stallion. I just can't see it yet. Hold on. VC Stallion, I got you. VC. Stallion, 199. I want Austin Theory to win the Rumble. Yeah, you're big on Austin. I remember that. VC Stallion. There's a chance. I wouldn't want that. I don't think he's anywhere near ready to win a Rumble, nor would I want to see Austin Theory versus Roman Reigns at a WrestleMania main event. I wouldn't want to see Austin Theory versus Brock Lesnar or even Bobby Lashley at a WrestleMania main event. Let's build Austin up, right? Let's have Austin Theory in the main event of an Elimination Chamber or an In Your House pay-per-view or a Vengeance or a Backlash. I don't know if I want to necessarily see Austin Theory in a main event of WrestleMania. So VC, I'm not going to go that far, but I know you're a fan of Austin, so I understand that. Just like BC would be okay with Bray Wyatt winning a Rumble and getting a main event for the title. I know a lot of people would not even want to see Bray back in WWE right now because they think he was done dirty and disrespected. So I understand if you're a fan of somebody, it's a little differently. I would not want Austin Theory to win the Rumble, though. Now, devil's advocate, you could play the flip side and say, well, wouldn't that be building a new star? Okay, we want to build new stars, but I mean, Austin Theory is being plucked from 50-50 booking because that's what's going on with Balor. Last month, losing to Finn Balor. A month later, he's beating Balor. It's 50-50 booking. And then all of a sudden, he's just going to win a Rumble. My thing is, can we build Austin Theory, right? I'm all about building new stars. I don't know if the Rumble spot to win the whole son of a bitch thrust him into a main event. I don't know if that's what BC would do. In fact, I wouldn't do it. I'm being generous. I would not do that with Austin Theory. I would make him have a kick-ass showing in the Royal Rumble, though. VC, I got you again, by the way. Hold on, let me get VC. VC with another 199. VC says, I just think this Vince thing could go somewhere. VC Stallion, maybe. We'll find out. My problem is it's creepy as fuck. I mean, VC Stallion, you gotta admit, man, maybe Vince is just too old for these segments. But it's creepy. It's cringeworthy to watch. Like, you see the thumbnail and you look at the reaction of Austin Theory. Now, I know he's supposed to be giving that reaction because he was just told that he's going to get beat up by McMahon. Then McMahon's going to take a photo and then deliver it to his fucking mother. It's funny. But the way that Vince talks to Austin Theory is creepy. It's like he's being groomed. So what I'm saying, VC Stallion, is as a fan, a reviewer, a critic, somebody watching the show, these segments are really creepy, cringeworthy. I can't get on board because it's so weird. So VC, if you're correct, if it can go somewhere, I'm hoping that it's a little less creepy than what Vince is doing with Theory. He might just be too old for this, man. Yo, there he is, dude. Yo, network guy, Dave. Good to see you up in here, man. Right at the tail end, bro. Network guy Dave with a 10 spot. Couple of fucking salutes there. Network guy, let me give a proper salute. One of my tried and trues up in here, man. Network guy Dave. What's up, BC? What up, dude? Wrestling as a whole right now is at its lowest point. Couldn't agree more, Network. Couldn't agree more. They should have never booked Lashley versus Rollins on Raw. But that's what happened when 100 plus people were released within 2 years. Network guy Dave knows what's up. Every main event is just Rollins, Big E, Owens, Lashley, and they're just recycling it. The problem is, we all know they should be big stars. They're not booked as such. Everybody is 50-50 booked. Everybody looks like a mid-carder. Am I right, guys? You look at the main event every week on Raw. It has something to do with Big E, Rollins, Lashley, Owens. But they all seem like mid-carders going into it, and they all look like mid-carders coming out of it. Because of the way they're booked. They're being done dirty and even filthy. Big E was absolutely done filthy. That poor son of a bitch wasn't even on the show this week. So, you're right, man. And then they just booked Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. Network guy Dave. You can't win. They're not going to. No, none of these motherfuckers. Rollins doesn't win from that match. Lashley doesn't win from that match. Somebody's got to lose. Rollins lose. I don't give a fuck if it's DQ. Rollins lost. And this does nothing to to build up any anticipation with Bob Lashley and Brock Lesnar. This did nothing. The video package earlier for Brock and Bobby did more than this fucking match. Anyway. Network guy Dave, could not agree more. Good seeing you up in here, man. Thanks for the coffees. Just glad you're up in here, man. Over 325 on the ups as we go toward 400. I want to thank you guys again as we are about to end this stream, guys. You guys were the best. Thank you for over 2 hours. It doesn't even seem it. I just love talking pro wrestling with you guys. I know it seems like I'm always just pissed off about it, which I am pretty but baffled. But I really do love talking pro wrestling with you guys, man. To all the new subscribers that jumped on board this week, you guys are just great. I love it. You know what I mean? Jump on board, and I hope you guys can handle the amplification going forward, because the amplified unit, we're a special breed in the community. We're the smartest, we're the most badass wrestling fan in the community. If you think you can hang, we'd love to have you. If not, you gotta get Das Boot with Lily. Thank you for the near 200 votes, too, man. 92% of you guys are telling me in the poll that I put up, Lily needs to get Das Boot. VC Stallion, $4.99, a whole fucking coffee there. VC, appreciate it. Says, Austin Theory being handpicked by Vince can make him the biggest heel in the company, and then they can build a face to beat him. That's the hope, VC. But you saw when Vince McMahon handpicked Drew McIntyre. Does anybody remember Drew McIntyre? He was called the Chosen One. And he was in a bunch of segments with Vince. And we were hoping for the same thing, VC Stallion, but it just went off the rails. The booking got kind of awkward. Vince kind of gave up on Drew. So VC Stallion, you're absolutely right, first of all. I want to reread that. VC Stallion said Austin Theory being handpicked by Vince can make him one of the biggest, you said the biggest heel in the company, and they can build a face to beat him. Absolutely. VC Stallion is 1,000,000% right. Now, can that go full throttle without any hiccups, without any speed bumps, without it being derailed? That's the question, VC Stallion. Because again, I brought up something. I brought up just one thing in the past. That was Drew McIntyre. And we've seen how fast Vince McMahon gives up on you. So how long does Vince stick with Austin? And is it going to be a little less creepy? Because it's not quite clicking with all of us. And again, BC is on board with this new Austin man. You guys remember, and VC Stallion, sounds like you're a big Austin Theory fan. Remember when he first got to Raw before this last run? And BC was totally against it because he was nothing. He wasn't moving the fucking needle at all. The pendulum wasn't swinging one side more than the other. I'm like, this dude needs just to get the fuck away. This Austin Theory actually has something. So I'm on board with it. I have too many questions, VC Stallion. But you are correct. The hope, aside from it not being as creepy going forward, the hope is that it will become something big. All of us will latch onto it, and faces at the same time, simultaneously, faces will be being built. But VC, you know damn well, VC Stallion, that doesn't always happen with Vince. He doesn't build anybody. Anyway, that's a long-winded answer. Network Guy, what up, dude? Network Guy with another fucking 10 spot. Nah, Network Guy Dave. 10 spot, couple more coffees. I agree. Outside of Roman Reigns, nobody screams superstar. Vince does 25-75 booking. I like that, Network. I like that, dude. It's 25-75 booking, which does nothing for the talent. Vince is booking the current roster as losers, and it's no shade to the talent. Perfectly. Perfectly said, Network Guy Dave. I would say I couldn't have said it any better, but I probably have echoed those same sentiments many times on this channel. I love that 25-75 booking, by the way. But yeah, everybody's booked. When you're booked 50-50 booked or 25-75 booked, you're a loser, bro. I don't care if you have a fucking title. I don't care if you're in a title picture. I don't care how big you are. I don't care if we want to love you and get behind you. You're still going to be looked at as a loser because your booking has placed you there. Your only hope is that you don't get fucking buried by VKM's booking. Network Guy Dave, I appreciate that, man. Always good to see you up here. Let me just make sure I got all my supers, guys, because we did have a few that came in last minute there. Hopefully I got all of them. I never go anywhere until my VIPs get the love that they show right back to the channel. I'm hoping I got everybody. Guys, if I did miss anyone, I'll get it later, obviously, and I'll get you a shout out in the next vid. I'm hoping I got everybody. There was a lot of you guys, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. Over 2 hours of amplification. You guys are the fucking best, man. Let me check the chat one last, or the poll that I put up one last time. Hold on. Gotta get back to the poll, man. Oh, I got it. Hold on. Over 200 votes now. 93% do you think Lily needs to get Das Boot from the WWE? Do not bring back Lily with Alexa. You guys are at 93%. I got him. I'm with you guys on that, man. I'm totally with you guys on that. Hey, in all honesty, man, thank you. You guys are the best. I have to hit the bricks myself because I got a lot to do today, and I'm already about an hour behind schedule. Probably should have started a little earlier. You guys are the best. Smash out the rest of the day, man. Much more content to come, dude. We'll be covering AEW and WWE as we get closer to the Royal Rumble. 11 nights from tonight. It's on a Saturday night, don't forget, guys. So we'll see, man. Check you guys, man. Mikey, MC, Eddie, Jennifer Pierce, Connie, Tony, The People's Champ, Wicked Bunny, Carlos, Jennifer, Santivia, Anna Joe, Deadfred, JR9 Gaming. Oh, fuck, man. A lot of you guys, man. Super Wolf, Trev Rains, Network Guy Dave, DJ White. I got Pimp Jesus, I believe. Pile Driver, chilling with Charlie Grin. Mr. Black Ice, Brianna, Santivia Major, Beast Morgan, James Shrimp Fajitas, Malachi, Christopher Lloyd, Temby Davis. Fuck, dude. All my supers, man, from earlier, and Network Guy Dave right at the tail end with another coffee, dude. Network Guy with that 5 spot. I see you, dude. Hold on, let me get it on the big screen. Network Guy Dave says, it's like you always say, our brains are constantly taking inventory. So when the casuals see this $25.75 booking, they start to turn the channel. No doubt, bro. Network Guy Dave, you remember what I say. I always say, subconsciously, we always take inventory of what we're watching, especially pro wrestling. So if somebody thinks that a fruit roll-up is going to protect people, no, we're going to subconsciously think somebody just got beat by a fucking roll-up. Somebody half their size rolled them up. Or when we see somebody 50-50 booked, or as Network Guy has coined the phrase 25-75 booked, no, subconsciously we're taking inventory of a loser. Because they don't win more matches than they lose, or at least not that many more. Exactly, Network Guy Dave knows what's up, dude. That's why there's no stars being built in WWE, because they're all booked like losers. Because subconsciously, we are taking inventory of their booking. Exactly. You can go into many of these wrestlers' wins-loss column. I mean, it's shockingly bad. It's mortifying to see some of these wrestlers' win-loss column and see just how 50-50 booked they are. It is downright tragic. Network Guy Dave, no doubt, dude. Marie Applewhite 3, much love, man. Soldier Man, Ahmed, Carlos, Big Nang, Marty Banks. I think I got Wicked Bunny, but Wicked Bunny again. Disorientation, Damonte. I can't get everybody, guys, but I'm damn well trying. Janelle. PB Sillapride. Antoine. Network Guy, man. Thank you for the call. Much love. Just good seeing you up in here, man. All my tried and trues, all my newer subscribers too. I can't thank you guys enough, man. What a week on the channel. What a week, bro. All right, that's it. I'm going to be even more late now because I'm still shooting the shit with you guys. Much love. I'm out. Check you. We'll do this again in the very near future. Check you later, BC, and I'm out. Wait a second. Wait a second. Iron Riaz, DJ What? Hold on. Hold the fuck on, man. Fuck is that shit? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, no. We ending this the right fucking way. You guys know how we ending this. Hit my motherfucking music. Feel my motherfucking music. Salud. Check you guys. I'm out. Peace. Much love.